Segun sipping his tea, while Yoon contemplated the success of his words. He saw an opportunity to befriend Segun, realizing that it could lead to acquiring the Yin-Yang Divine Pill for himself. Approaching Segun, Yoon greeted him warmly, expressing gratitude for the young patriarch's visit to their tea shop. Segun, in a humble manner, apologized for any past rudeness. He explained that upon closer inspection, he found it challenging to confirm the nature of the substance as medicine. Additionally, he mentioned initiating an investigation against Brother Zhang. Yoon, appreciative of Segun's understanding and willingness to investigate further, expressed his gratitude for the young patriarch's visit and actions. Ryuyin, extending an invitation, suggested that Segun join them. Segun greeted the group, expressing his pleasure at seeing everyone again. The allies of Kwang warmly welcomed him. Curious about their earlier conversation, Segun inquired about the topic they had been discussing. Seopong asked if Segun was aware of the investigation team's goal. Segun confirmed his knowledge of it. Seopong revealed that their discussion revolved around Jae Galmyeong, who had completely misinterpreted the location indicated on the treasure map. Segun realized that the advisor had made an error in interpreting the map. Seopong challenged that if the tomb appeared at the location Jae Galmyeong had mentioned, he would change his last name. Kwang turned to Yoon seeking his opinion. Yoon responded, agreeing with the interpretation provided by Seopong. Kwang, curious, asked if Yoon had seen the location of the tomb in his future visions. Yoon, frustrated in his mind, wished he had known the location through his visions so he could have already gone there. However, he truthfully replied that he had only seen the uncanny heroic squad searching for the tomb. Seopong, feeling validated, declared to Kwang that he had been right all along. Segun, puzzled by the mention of future visions, questioned Yoon about it. Yoon hesitated before responding. Segun expressed surprise, realizing that Yoon possessed the ability of future vision. He acknowledged that their group had almost made a significant mistake due to not knowing about Yoon's unique ability. Kwang declared that they would begin searching for the tomb starting the next day. Seng questioned if it would only be their group involved in the search. Kwang responded, stating that the Azure Heaven unit and the Tang Clan did not believe their claims anyway, implying that it would be solely their group undertaking the mission. Seng agreed with Kwang's assessment. Kwang warned Yoon to pray that his words turned out to be true. He cautioned him to be prepared if they did not come to fruition. Yoon acknowledged Kwang's continued suspicion and realized the urgency to reach the Astral Phantom Thief tomb as soon as possible. In the forest, Yoon and Suyin stood together examining a map. Yoon expressed his certainty that the location they were searching for was somewhere nearby. Yoon acknowledged his preference for being in the same group as Segun rather than with Kwang, finding Suyin to be truly beautiful despite her being a character he had created. Suyin, concerned for Yoon's well-being, asked if he was alright. Yoon reassured her, expressing his gratitude for her previous help in saving his life. He thanked her, sincerely acknowledging that he hadn't been able to properly convey his gratitude. Suyin handed him a product from his tea shop. Surprised, Yoon realized that Suyin had purchased a product from their tea shop. He expressed his appreciation and mentioned that if she had informed him, he would have provided her with as much as she needed. Suyin shared with Yoon the challenges she faced in Tianshan, where the lack of food led to weak and sick children. She recounted her childhood struggles, mentioning how her father would brave deep snow to gather medicinal herbs for her when she was sick. Yoon recognized the story in the novel where Suyin had previously shared with Kwang while he nursed her back to health. He wondered how the same tale had resurfaced in their current conversation. Continuing, Suyin expressed her belief that by consuming certain foods, children with weak bodies could grow up healthier. Yoon responded, revealing that when he established the Five Virtues tea shop, he had a similar vision in mind. He aimed to provide free nutritious food to all sick children, leading him to decide on opening branches across the Central Plains. Suyin, interrupting their conversation, expressed concern about the possibility of the tea shop going bankrupt. Yoon reassured her, emphasizing that the children they were helping would be their future customers. He believed that among those children who grew healthier through their food, there was a chance that one of them could become an incredible martial artist like Suyin herself. Suyin acknowledged that Yoon had a unique perspective, distinguishing him from others. Yoon blushed at the compliment, and their moment was interrupted by the appearance of a signal light in the sky. It seemed they had found the tomb they were searching for. Standing at the entrance of a cave, Yoon wondered if this was the entrance to the Astral Phantom Thief tomb. Kwang suggested exploring the area to assess what lay inside. He assigned Seopong to lead the way while he provided cover, ensuring Seopong's safety at the front. Confident in his expertise with traps and stratagems, Seopong assured the group that they could trust him. He instructed the others to wait outside for the time being, allowing him to navigate the potential dangers within. Yun and Kwang's ally returned triumphantly from the cave, now in Sichuan. Xiaopeng proudly declared that he was the one who discovered the tomb of the astral phantom thief. Facing the Tang Clan and the Azure Heaven unit, Xiaopeng noticed the tension in the air and asked if something was amiss. Chun, in a fit of anger, reprimanded them for disregarding formal procedures. Kwang defended their actions, explaining the challenges they faced in finding the tomb. However, Chun, still furious, warned them about the potential dangers their actions posed to the organization. Yun, perceiving jealousy in Chun's words, cheekily remarked on it, provoking Chun's anger further. Chun lashed out, questioning Yun's audacity to interfere in their affairs. Kwang, observing Yun, who stood his ground. Yun, refusing to remain silent in the face of Chun's accusations, questioned how he could stay still when Chun was spouting such nonsense. Zhang, joining the conversation, identified Yun as the one who had slandered the Tang Clan and insisted on teaching him a lesson. Chun, drawing his sword from his back, declared that he would teach Yun manners on behalf of his brother Tang. With a swift jump, Chun attacked Yun, who defended himself using his own sword. Chun recognized that Yun was not all talk and realized he would need to subdue him quickly with his yin-yang piercing sword. He launched another attack, but Yun skillfully defended himself. Yun, recognizing the power of the yin-yang piercing sword, acknowledged that if Chun had been stronger, he might have been in danger. However, he believed it was time for someone else to intervene. Suddenly, a sword flew between them, halting their fight and bringing a temporary ceasefire. Yun, in his mind, recognized Elder Q as the crucial figure needed for his plan to work. He identified Elder Q as the Master of Integrity from the Wudong sect. Chun, acknowledging Elder Q's presence, greeted him with respect as a representative of the Wudong sect. Elder Q, in response, questioned the situation and what was happening. Chun, feeling apologetic for the unsightly scene, began explaining the circumstances to Elder Q. Meanwhile, Elder Q turned his attention to Yun, calling him a bastard, and asked if he was Tai Kwang, the person brought by the alliance leader. Yun, finding the term bastard inappropriate for someone he had just met. In a slightly sarcastic manner, Yun questioned if it was the Wudong sect's hobby to talk down to others, noting the repeated use of the term bastard to refer to different individuals. Kwang's ally couldn't help but burst into laughter, finding the situation amusing. Elder Q, filled with anger, lashed out at Yun, demanding to know who his master was. Zhang stepped in, informing Q that Yun had no master and was the foster son of the leader of a merchant group known as the Five Virtues Trading Company. Surprised by this revelation, Q couldn't believe that a seemingly insignificant individual like Yun had fought on equal footing with Chun. Two men marveled at the fact that Yun, from the Five Virtues Trading Company, could stand toe-to-toe with the formidable Azure Heaven Sword. Yun acknowledged the significance of earning recognition in place of Kwang, as it would benefit their upcoming journey to the tomb. Disappointed in Chun's actions, Q scolded him for getting into a fight with an ordinary person. He decided to discuss the matter further once the issue concerning the phantom astral thief's tomb was resolved, and began to leave. As Q made his exit, Zhang called out, wanting to speak with him before he departed.